Hello there, you guys. Welcome to another of my live videos. And today I'm just gonna be officially updating you on some more current latest news. More latest news now as updated in the press, and this is about Joao Mario from Inter Milan. And reportedly, he's been potentially another Arsenal target because we know Arsenal are in the hunt to try and find replacements for the likes of Ozil. That's going to the end of his contract, and Sanchez. That's going to the end of his contract as well. And Arsenal have had quite a few players on their radar. So. Reportedly, Joe Mario's been a potential target for Arsenal. Arsenal have been closely monitoring and interested in the current player. And reportedly now, Inter Milan are willing to actually offload the player and lose a spell to the Milan boss. He's willing to cash in on the player. And I think Inter Milan are demanding that they want around £27 million in the region or something for the player as well, because potentially he has been an Arsenal target. I think this is his second season now in the process with Inter Milan. Inter Milan paid 40 million plus 5 million bonuses, so that put it up to 45 million. Of course, for the player as well. But reportedly, Inter Milan are willing to offload the current player. He is a midfielder. Is the current player is an Inter Milan player. The current player, and also in the past he risen up the ranks of Porto while he was there a couple of years, and then at the age of 11 he went to Sporting Lisbon, where he's spent most of his career at. Well, before he made the move to Inter Milan, he spent the majority of his career with Sporting Lisbon. Went there age 11 in 2004. Was there about 12 years. All in all, as a current player, made his full season senior. He played in he played in a full senior team in the 2012-2013 season. Also played in the Sporting Lisbon reserve team as well. And in 2012-2013 season, he appeared in 31 games, 30 from starts. Did Joao Mario as well. And then after that, he went to Vitória FC on loan in 2014, and he played majority of the games there as well. He played a lot of games during his loan spell with Vitória as well. Then went back to Sporting Lisbon, and he's won quite a few. He'd won quite a few honours with Sporting Lisbon as well. And then Inter Milan had got him in 2016 as well. He made his international debut for Portugal in 2014, and he won the UEFA European Championship with Portugal in 2016 as well. Did the current player, but reportedly, he does look a very, very decent player, of what I've seen of him. There's been quite a few teams that have been interested in Inter Milan players. We saw Manchester United, we were heavily linked, with Ivan Perisic, highly experienced, good at putting balls into the box. But the reason we didn't get a deal over the line for that Ivan Perisic was Inter Milan were demanding that they wanted around £48 million for him. Manchester United were prepared to not pay that, and we know Inter Milan were trying to demand Martial as part of the deal, but Manchester United were not willing to offload Martial as part of the deal. You can see why, because Martial's growing and developing into his game as he has done this season. I think he scored 7 goals this season as Martial as well. But reportedly, Arsenal could weigh up a potential move, if Sanchez and Ozil and that are to leave the current club. But he has been Arsenal have been interested in the player as well. But also to update you on, as I said yesterday, what were reported, in the press about Mesut Ozil. This could be a big boost for us because reportedly, the latest team to be interested in Mesut Ozil was Fenerbahce, and reports actually were stemming from Turkey, basically that Ozil had turned down a move to Fenerbahce, and Ozil has made it clear his next destination is likely to be Manchester United. So reportedly he's informed Fenerbahce that he's likely to end up at Manchester United. Is Mesut Ozil, and it also reported out that Ozil has revealed he has received an offer to join Manchester United. But we know that Barcelona have been linked with Mesut Ozil, and reportedly now Arsene Wenger has denied these suggestions. So Arsene Wenger has denied that Ozil has agreed a deal to actually join Barcelona, because reports were stemming the other day. I think it was from the Spanish press that reportedly Ozil had agreed a contract to join Barcelona. I think the contract was around a 3.5-year deal, and it just reportedly said Ozil had agreed to join Barcelona in the current process. It did confirm that Ozil's agent had been in discussions with Barcelona as well, but it did confirm that Ozil has been given permission, to leave Arsenal in the January transfer window. And it did say Arsene Wenger admitted that Ozil could leave Arsenal in January as well in the current process, and that what was said. and it's saying Arsenal could. It said Arsenal could. It said that Arsene Wenger said he could leave in the January window, but it did say Ozil's made it clear he's keen on staying in the Premier League. He's Mesut Ozil in the current process. It did say about Arsenal are demanding that they want around £20 million from him in January. It did actually say Barcelona were actually prepared to pay this £20 million, but it did say he was demanding wages of over £300,000 a week if he was to actually potentially make the move to Barcelona. So he's demanding a higher wage increase, and this is what Ozil's been demanding. But I think Lionel Messi would want to rather see Coutinho at Barcelona rather than Messi to Ozil in the process, because Ozil's got experience of being in Spain. He's got a lot of experience now being in the Premier League because this is his fifth season now in the Premier League with Arsenal. He's made over a century appearances as a current player, as well as Mesut Ozil. Can create chances, can provide assists, and I think he'd be fantastic at Manchester United because Mourinho says he's good number 10. Jose Mourinho's keen on reuniting with Mesut Ozil after they were fantastic together at Real Madrid. They had 3 fantastic years together at Real Madrid, did Mesut Ozil and Jose Mourinho, and he's also got experience of being in Germany because he was in the Bundesliga for 5 years as well. Arsenal paid £42 million for him from Real Madrid, and this is his 5th season now in the process with Arsenal, but we know the contract talks are stalled, and in the process, Arsenal nowhere near in the process of securing Mesut Ozil a new deal with Arsenal Football Club, as we all know. But I think his best performances this season for Arsenal have come in, the Everton game for Arsenal did well. North London derby last week, who was absolutely phenomenal, was Mesut Ozil. But Wenger has denied these suggestions that he has agreed. He's denied it, basically saying he has not agreed. Arsene Wenger said he's not agreed to join Barcelona, but in the press the other day, he actually said that Ozil has agreed to make the move to Barcelona. But he'd be fantastic for Manchester United because the board have said to Mourinho, we have to sell before we can buy. We've got to sell before we can buy. And it says the board have actually promised Jose Mourinho, 3 Galactico signings, as we all know in the current process. And we know another Arsenal player, Sanchez, is also coming to an end of his deal. It's also confirmed that we know Paris Saint-Germain have also been interested in him. So Arsenal are trying to eye out replacements. But we know Sanchez coming to an end of his deal. He's another player that's reportedly, been demanding a higher wage increase from Arsenal Football Club, as well as Sanchez. And reportedly PSG have approached Sanchez's representatives over this situation. Sanchez have approached Sanchez's representatives, but we know Sanchez demanded wanted Champions League football. This first time in 2 decades Arsenal have not had Champions League football. And and I think there's been a lot of teams interested in Alex Sanchez. Manchester City, PSG, and a lot of teams have been interested, but I still think City are emerging as front runners to go on and get Alexis Sanchez, because I think Pep Guardiola's keen on reuniting with a player after they were fantastic together at Barcelona. He had 3 fantastic years with Barcelona. Sanchez scored 21 goals in his last season. Made his international debut in 2006 as well, and Arsenal paid £35 million for him. He's won 3 FA Cups in 4 seasons as a player. He's made over a century appearances now for Arsenal Football Club, but his attack, he plays attacking mid, can play number 7, so his versatility is very, very good. The work rate's good that he shows. He puts a lot of effort into his game as well. To be honest, I like Sanchez at Manchester United as well, but I think City are prepared to wait until next summer to maybe get him on a free transfer rather than pay £20 or £30 million for him in January. But if PSG are willing to pay £20 or £30 million for him in January, maybe PSG could get the players off, because PSG have got Champions League football. They've invested a lot of money, spent a lot of money in Manchester City. They've got Champions League football, so I still think Sanchez is going to make the move, because he made it clear that he did want to make the move back in the August window as well, did Alexis Sanchez. And don't forget, Arsenal could have cashed £50-60 million in for the player, and City were prepared to pay that, but obviously Arsenal couldn't find that adequate replacement. We know, as we all know, so Arsenal didn't offload Sanchez. There were talks about Sterling as part of the deal, didn't happen because City were not willing to offload Raheem Sterling, because I think under Pep Guardiola he's still a key figure and an essential player, and Pep Guardiola as well. But we know Sanchez also had experience playing in Italy. He's been with a player. We know he's been with Cola as well as Alexis Sanchez. In the current process, and I think he scored 2 goals this season for Arsenal Football Club as Alexis Sanchez. But yeah, Arsenal were not basically willing to offload him during the August window. But as I said, Arsenal's main priority target, was Thomas Lemar, as we all know. Arsenal couldn't get a deal over the line for Lemar due to that Monaco were reluctant and were resisted to offload Thomas Lemar, because obviously, considering the amount of money that Monaco have invested, for the departure of their players, they won the League One first time in nearly 2 decades. We know he made 32 appearances with Chan, Monaco only paid just over £3 million for him. I think this is his third season now in the process with Monaco. He's Lemar's made international debut in 2016, and the Monaco president did confirm that he's likely to leave Monaco next summer, is Lemar, but I don't know if Arsenal are actually going to revive the interest in him. It was Arsenal's main priority target during the August window. He can play attacking mid, he can play on the flanks as well. His versatility is very, very good. I think he's still under contract till 2019-2020. He's Thomas Lemar as well, and he was keen on the move to the Emirates back in August, but Monaco were not willing to offload him. Arsenal had 2 bids rejected for him. Liverpool had 2 bids rejected for him as well. But Arsenal didn't get a deal over land, but they were preparing to pay a club record fee of £92 million, but never materialised. But Arsenal have had quite a few potential replacements, and Liverpool, could even potentially, still revive the interest in Thomas Lemar, because obviously they could identify Lemar as a suitable replacement for Philippe Coutinho, if Coutinho is actually to go to Barcelona, in the January window. But also another potential Arsenal target has been Julian Draxler, but reportedly Liverpool have been interested in him as well, and Liverpool have made contact with Paris Saint-Germain over possibly making a potential move for Julian Draxler, but obviously Arsenal have been linked with him as well. Julian Draxler, I said he is surplus to requirements now at Paris Saint-Germain, because he's not going to be guaranteed first team football week in, week out, considering the amount of money that PSG invested back in August on Mbappe and Neymar, and the hitting form for them. Maybe Draxler, maybe PSG may not be willing to offload the player, considering PSG only bought the player, in the January transfer. Well, bought him in January 2017 from Wolfsburg. Julian Draxler as well, voted best player in the Confederations Cup, was part of the squad that won the 2014 FIFA World Cup as well with Germany, and reached semi-finals in Euro 2016 as well. And we know he's been linked to a move to Arsenal, Julian Draxler, and he's not going to be guaranteed first team football week in, week out. During his Schalke day, he was phenomenal. Was there quite a few years, made his debut at just the age of 17. For Schalke, I think he was there about 4 years, made 171 appearances, scored 30 goals, for Schalke as well. Then went to Wolfsburg, he had a success, I don't know how long his Wolfsburg was, it a couple of years, he had a successful couple of years Wolfsburg. So, to be fair to him, he's done well since he's been at Paris Saint-Germain as Draxler, because he's good with both feet, he's strong, he's quick, he's agile, he's got fantastic dribbling skills, his passing ability, he's very, very good as well. So Arsenal have potentially eyed him out as a replacement as well. But so to a Liverpool now. Liverpool have possibly, they've stepped their interest up in Julian Draxler as well. But it also actually, did come out in the press the other week that reportedly, Arsenal had found their replacement for Ozil and Alexis Sanchez. It come out the other day that Nabil Fekir, the current Lyon player, who maybe keen on reuniting, with Lacazette, after, currently, because Lacazette used to actually, play with Nabil Fekir, with Lyon. Arsenal paid £52 million for Lacazette, and he has made a big impact since being at Arsenal. Arsenal paid £52 million for him, a club record fee. And it did say the other day in the press that Arsenal were closing in on a deal of £60 million for Nabil Fekir from Lyon. This is what it said in the press, because Nabil Fekir made his international debut in 2015 for France. He got promoted into the senior team. He got promoted in the senior team with Lyon in 2013. So he's been in the first team, this is 5th season, I think, in the first team is the current players as well, raising up the youth system with Lyon fantastically well, as we all know. But he's a very, very good player. Last season scored 10 goals, 10 assists, played attacking mid, can play as a forward as well. In the 2015-16 season, he was currently injured, was the player, so he missed the majority of that season. In 2014-15 season, that's when he became more of a regular in Lyon's team. He became more of a regular in his second season, with Lyon, and his first season, he made 17 appearances as well for Lyon. Did the current player as well, but reportedly Arsenal were closing on a deal of £60 million for him, and that was reported in the press the other week as well. What else was I going to say now? And but we know with Barcelona's situation, we know that Barcelona's main priority target, as I said, is Philippe Coutinho, but they have got quite a few alternatives on their agenda as well of Barcelona, in the current process. Still got quite a few players on their agenda, there's mentions of Ozil still, Griezmann still on the agenda, potentially Paulo Dybala, is on their agenda as well. And as I did mention, about Antoine Griezmann, as I said, he did say the Manchester United move is still a possibility, did Antoine Griezmann. So he's basically still saying, Griezmann, that the Manchester United move is still a possibility. So he hasn't disregarded making a move to Manchester United. But the reason Manchester United didn't get a deal over the line for Griezmann back in August was due to Atletico Madrid's transfer ban, as we all know, and he did estimate 6 out of 10 that he was going to be making a move to Manchester United. When Manchester United have actually approached Griezmann's representatives, and he did basically say, Griezmann, he did regret the decision that he did not make the move to Manchester United. But reports were stemming the other day, actually, it said the same thing about Griezmann now it's said about Ozil. It says recently Ozil has agreed a deal to join Barcelona. He said the other week in the press that Griezmann had agreed a deal in principle to join Barcelona as well. And it also confirmed reportedly that City had also been in potential talks with Atletico Madrid. It also said Pep Guardiola had been in talks with Antoine Griezmann as well. We know he's still under contract till 2021 or 2022 with Atletico Madrid. And I think he's confirmed that this could be his last season with Atletico Madrid for Griezmann, because he's got a lot of experience, of being in Spain as Antoine Griezmann, as we all know in the current process. We know he's an ex-Real Sociedad player, did very, very well in Euro 2016, very, very good for France as well as Antoine Griezmann. Got France to the 2014 quarter-finals as well. Did Griezmann good at leading lines, he's an efficient finisher, he's very, very clinical indeed, he's Antoine Griezmann. And Atletico Madrid, I think he paid about £30 million for Real Sociedad, but Real Sociedad won the league with them, spent 5 fantastic years with them, risen up the ranks very, very well. And just did very well and scored 52 goals in just over 2 century appearances. Did Antoine Griezmann, in the current process. Sorry about that, guys. But he still said the Manchester United move is still a possibility, and he does have a release clause of around £86 million. Does Antoine Griezmann as well in the current process, and I think his agents confirmed this could be the end for Griezmann at Atletico Madrid, maybe after this season. As well, but potentially, it did say Man United are potentially making a move, to eye him up as a potential replacement for Mkhitaryan. So it did say we could actually, if Griezmann was coming United, we could actually put him in that number 10 role, where Mkhitaryan, where Matt can play, and you can even put Pogba in that attacking midfield role, where Pogba looks more expansive, he looks more better when he's put there. But Griezmann will look good in the mix. As I said, he looked fantastic. He could also, in Manchester United team, even put Griezmann in number 7 role, because we've got number 7 vacant, as we're all aware of. But and it also has updated, in the press about Paulo Dybala, because he's also been potentially another Barcelona target as Paulo Dybala from Juventus as well. Paulo Dybala, who signed a new deal with Juventus back in April as well. Paulo Dybala, very, very creative because he plays attacking mid, he can play in the front line as well. I think this is his 3rd season now, with Juventus, but good leading line, strong, quick, agile. And I think he scored about 42 Serie A goals as the current player. He's also an ex-Parma player, he joined Parma, I think 2012, was there quite a few years, so got a lot of experience of playing in Italy, but he's good at physical around defenders, good at beating opponents as well. It's Paulo Dybala. It did say, he's basically admitted as Paulo Dybala that this could be his last season with Juventus. This could be his last season with Juventus, and he did say, Paulo Dybala, that he does miss Paul Pogba and that he does miss Dani Alves as well, because in the last couple of years Juventus have lost quite a few key players. They've lost Vidal, Pogba to us, we paid 89 million for Paul Pogba. They lost Benucci, Dani Alves, so they've lost quite a few key players. In the last couple of years at least of Juventus, and we also know that it did say if he is to leave, that Man United are planning, and Ed Woodward is planning to put a staggering £155 million in for Paulo Dybala as well. And Paulo Dybala is another fantastic player who I would like Manchester United, but Juventus may not be willing to offload the current player in his 1st season. Won the cup. He won the cup. He won the league. He won the cup double, and he's very, very close to Paul Pogba. He's in. He has strong connections with Paul Pogba as well as Paulo Dybala, and Paul Pogba also has a strong friendship with Antoine Griezmann as well. So that could be beneficial, in our eyes as well in the current process. So So, as I said, guys, the main part of this video is about Joao Mario from Inter Milan. Reportedly in the press, it's saying that Arsenal have been interested in the player. It did say Inter Milan are willing to offload the player. They're willing to sell the player, even though I think this is second season process. Inter Milan are willing to offload the current player for around, I think they're running around £27 million for Joao Mario. As I said, he is a midfielder. I think he does play in that number 10 for Inter Milan. But I said with Portugal made his international day in 2016, won the UEFA European Championship with Inter Milan 26. Well, not with Inter Milan, sorry, with Portugal in 2016 as well. He won the UEFA European Championship, and before I came to Inter Milan, Joao Mario, he spent most of his career, with Sporting Lisbon as well. Did the current player, as we all know, started with Porto in 2004, age 11, went to Sporting Lisbon. Won honours with Sporting Lisbon as well. He was there about 12 years all in all. Also played in the Sporting Lisbon reserve team. In 2012-2013 season, he began his full senior. He played his full senior season. He played his full senior season, 2012-2013 season, appearing in 31 matches, 30 from starts in that season as well, and then basically, after that, he actually, went to Vitória on loan, and he played a lot. He made quite a few appearances, during his loan spell with Vitória, and then went back to Spain for a couple of years, and then Inter Milan had paid £45 million for him. This would include in the £5 million bonus as well. So reportedly, could Arsenal make a potential move for him as well in the current process? And also, as it updated yesterday in the press, was about marrying Fellaini, also from Manchester United, because we know Mourinho's admitted that he's admitted that Fellaini could leave Manchester United on a free transfer next summer, and Jose Mourinho's also admitted he is concerned that Fellaini will leave in the summer, because obviously Jose Mourinho's a big admirer of marrying Fellaini. He's a big admirer of Fellaini. Jose Mourinho's basically desperate to keep marrying Fellaini at Old Trafford, and Jose Mourinho is desperate basically that marrying Fellaini does sign a new deal, at Old Trafford. Man United have been in the process trying to secure him a new deal, but in the process it hasn't materialised, so we have not secured Manny and Fellaini a new deal, and we know teams have been interested in him. It says Arsenal have been interested in him, Galatasaray have been interested in him, and Jose Mourinho had blocked Manny and Fellaini making a move to Galatasaray back in August, and who else would the other team interested in him? It said Juventus have been interested in him, but no longer interested in him, and Besiktas have also been interested in Manny and Fellaini as well. But the latest team that have reportedly been interested in Manny and Fellaini is Paris Saint-Germain, and it did say Paris Saint-Germain are reportedly willing to offer him a 4-year deal, and reportedly PSG are using him as PSG are identifying him and using Manny and Fellaini as a backup option to Figo Motta. So they're using him as a backup option to Figo Motta as well, because PSG basically, are still looking to address their midfield a bit more. But it did say PSG are willing to offer him a 4-year deal, and reportedly PSG have stepped their interest up in Manny and Fellaini. But it says Man United are not prepared to cash in for Fellaini in the January transfer window as well, and he has made a big impact this season as Manny and Fellaini. Obviously before he got injured, he scored 3 Premier League goals this season in the Premier League. We know his passing success has been fantastic this season. This is 5th season now in the process with Manchester United. He's made about 144 appearances since he's come to Manchester United. Overall in the Premier League, made 2 century appearances as well as Manny and Fellaini. Manny and Fellaini and Jose Mourinho have a fantastic relationship together, and Jose Mourinho, I think, he's desperate that Manny and Fellaini, does sign a new deal at Old Trafford. But in the process, Manny and Fellaini has reportedly, been demanding a higher wage increase. So reportedly he's on £120,000 a week, but reportedly Fellaini has been demanding a higher wage increase. So he's demanding a wage increase of £50,000. So he's demanding that he does want around £170,000 a week if he's potentially maybe, to sign a new deal at Manchester United. But in the process, we're nowhere near securing Manny and Fellaini a new deal, so potentially he could well leave on a free transfer next summer, because we know that Man United are not prepared to, actually, cash in on the player as well. So yeah, guys, that's really mainly everything to update you of today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribing to my channel. As always, take care, guys, and I'll see you all later. Bye.